What's the difference between an intermediate level student and an advanced level student? Well, advanced level students don't, or shouldn't, make these 6 mistakes. Do you? Okay, mistake number 1 is related to sentences like this. The plate of chocolate cakes and biscuits were tempting. Can you see the mistake here? In this sentence, the subject and verb do not agree with each other, and they have to. What do I mean by that? Well, look at these sentences. The child is young. Here, the subject, child, and the verb, is, agree with each other. Child is singular, is singular. Or, the children are young. Here, the subject, children, and the verb, are, agree with each other. It's plural. But, the children is young? Here, the subject, children, and the verb, is, do not agree with each other. Children is plural, and we use is for singular things. Okay, now let's have a look at the original sentence again. The plate of chocolate cakes and biscuits were tempting. Now, the thing is with this, the cakes and biscuits are not the subject of the sentence. The plate of something is the subject. And because there is one plate, singular, the verb should also be singular. So it should be, the plate of chocolate cakes and biscuits was tempting. Of course, if there were many plates, then the sentence would look like this. The plates of chocolate cakes and biscuits were tempting. Now, here are some other very common mistakes that intermediate students often make with subject-verb agreement. Every one of the apples are green. The apples are green. Every one of the apples, that's all plural, are green. No. You see, when we use the word each or every, we always need the singular form. So it has to be every one of the apples is green. Okay, so what about this? Fish and chips are a popular dish in Britain. Fish, chips, plural? No, I'm afraid not. You see, although fish and chips are 2 things, fish and chips is a singular thing. It's a dish, a meal. So we have to say fish and chips is a popular dish in Britain. And finally, his training as a manager and his degree in business were vital to his profession. Now, although the second part of this sentence sounds like it should be his degree in business was blah blah blah, because degree is a singular thing, here we're actually talking about 2 things. His training and his degree. So we need the plural. So pay attention to these things if you want to speak like an advanced student and not an intermediate student. Right, let's have a look at mistake number 2. And this one is all about conditionals. But before we do, download my ebook, English Quick Fix. If you like these typical mistakes and you want to fix your English, then that is great. It includes the 16 most common mistakes that you must not make if you want to be an advanced speaker of English. It's free. I hope it's useful. Actually, I know it will be useful. I hope you learn from it and stop making the mistakes I mentioned in that book. Okay, conditionals. Look at these sentences. If it will rain tomorrow, we will cancel the picnic. If I would win $1 million, I would travel the world. If they would have left earlier, they would have caught the train. Can you see anything wrong here? Listen, there are 2 parts of every conditional sentence. The if part, that's the condition, and the results part. That is what happens if the condition is true. The condition begins with if. Okay, these words will, would, and would've only appear in the results part of the sentence. So the correct version of those sentences should be, if it rains tomorrow, we will cancel the picnic. If it rains, present simple. And if I won $1 million, past simple. If I won $1 million, I would travel the world. And if they had left earlier, they would have caught the train. Okay, if you're interested in learning about all the conditionals in a very clear and concise way, click that video there where I teach you all about all the conditionals in just 20 minutes. And before we move on to the next mistake, there's one really other common mistake that students normally make with the first conditional. Look at this. Unless you don't complete the application, you won't be allowed on the course. Can you see the mistake here? It's with the word unless. You see, unless basically means if not. So here, if we use unless, it forms a double negative. And double negatives, as you will see later in this video, are always bad. So the correct sentence should be, unless you complete the application, you won't be allowed on the course, okay? Or if you really want to use the word don't, if you don't complete the application, you won't be allowed on the course. Okay, we're going to look at double negatives a little bit more in a minute, but first let's have a look at another very common mistake that is easy to fix related to nouns. Okay, the problem here is that some common nouns which are uncountable in English are countable in other languages, like advice, furniture, information, news. These are all uncountable in English, which means that we can't say one advice, two advices, two news, three news, one news. Okay? And because of that, we often see mistakes like these. My friend gave me some great advices before I went traveling. The furnitures in this room look very expensive. She gave me an important news, or sometimes she gave me an important new. No. You see, the thing is, you cannot use the word or un with uncountable nouns. We can use the definite article, the, but we cannot use or un with uncountable nouns. And also, uncountable nouns don't have a plural. So advices is not even a word. So to fix these sentences, we must do this. My friend gave me some great advice before I went traveling. Or if you're desperate to say a number, my friend gave me 2 pieces of great advice before I went traveling. So either use the noun in its singular form with some news, some advice, some information, or if you want to count it, then use a phrase like a piece of, an item of, a bit of. So, the furniture in this room looks very expensive. The 2 items of furniture in this room look very expensive. Perfect. News is a bit confusing because it already ends in an S. But the rule is the same. She gave me some important news, or she gave me an important bit of news. You cannot say she gave me an important new. No. Okay, let's have a look at 3 words that advanced speakers should be using quite easily and confidently, but which intermediate students generally have problems with. I'm talking about these words: still, already, and yet. Let's start with still. Now, basically, we use still to talk about something that is happening now. And we use it to talk about something that has not finished. It continues, it is in progress, but the important meaning of still is that we expect that thing to be finished. It should be finished, but it's not. Here are some examples. He is still working on the project. What? He was supposed to finish it yesterday. We were still watching the movie when you called. Wow, the movie went on really late. I still haven't found my keys. I'm going to keep looking. Okay? You expect to have found your keys, but you haven't found them. Okay, so that is basically when we use still. Now, we use already to talk about something in the past. And we use it in kind of the opposite way as we use still. It means that something has finished or happened sooner than we thought. And just like still, we use already at the beginning or in the middle of the sentence. For example, she has already completed the project. Wow, that was fast. The movie has already finished. Oh, I thought it was longer. Okay, so we expected those things to happen for longer, but wow, what a surprise, they have already finished. Okay, so what about yet? Well, we used already for the past, still for the present, and we use yet for something in the future. Yet is normally used in a negative sentence, and it tells us that something should have finished by now, or something that we thought was happening now hasn't started. And just note that we use the word yet at the end of a sentence. For example, it's Tuesday and he hasn't even started the project yet? Really? Wow, he'll never finish it on time. You see, in this situation, the thing hasn't started and it should be started. Have you talked to the girl you like yet? No, I haven't found the courage. I will tomorrow. You see, this is now and he hasn't spoken to the girl. It will probably happen, and it should happen, in the future, but it hasn't happened yet. Okay, let's have a look at the next mistakes that generally advanced students don't make and intermediate students have trouble with. And this is the double negative. Now, one thing that makes English different to many other languages is that we cannot have two negative elements, like the word not and the word no, in a sentence. It's like maths. -2 multiplied by -2 is 4. Okay? English is the same. English is mathematical. Two negatives make a positive. So if you say, I don't know nothing, it means that you know something. So an easy way to avoid making this mistake is by using the word any or various forms of the word any, like anywhere, anyone, anything. So let's have a look at some examples. He's not going nowhere. No, he's not going anywhere. And if we don't use the negative form of the verb, like he's not, we can also say this: he's going nowhere. But the important thing is that one element of the sentence is negative and the rest is positive. Here's another example. I don't think no one believes me. No, double negative, bad. I don't think anyone believes me. Perfect. We aren't doing nothing at the moment. We aren't doing anything at the moment. Or we are doing nothing at the moment. Okay, and this works the same way in questions. Don't you know no one here? No. Don't you know anyone here? Yes. Or can't nobody help me? Can't anyone help me? Perfect. Okay, every English kid makes this mistake, and every English kid learns this by their teachers or parents saying, oh, double negative. That's bad. Okay, so now it's your turn to learn it too. Okay, the next mistake that intermediate students make and advanced students don't or shouldn't make is related to the zero article. In other words, when to use or when not to use the word the. Now this is more or less difficult depending on your mother tongue. I know Russian speakers in particular really have difficulties with this, but many English learners forget that when we talk about nouns in a general, non-specific sense, we do not need the word the. For example, I like music. This is general, it's non-specific. I'm talking about music in general. That's good. But I like the music? No. If you say that, I'll think, which music? What are you talking about? But you can say, I like the music from the movie Gladiator. Okay, because here you're being specific. You're specifying which music. And in those situations, we need the word the. Here's another example. Bananas are yellow. Great, general rule. But the bananas are yellow? No. Which bananas are you talking about? You cannot say that. But the bananas in my kitchen are green. Yes, that's fine because I'm specifying which bananas I'm talking about. The bananas in my kitchen. So that is fine. And here's one more example. Technology is changing rapidly. Yes, that's good. We're talking about technology in general. The technology is changing rapidly. No, you haven't specified which technology you're talking about, so don't use the. The technology we use at work is changing rapidly. Yes, you've specified which technology you're talking about, so you can use the. So be honest. How many of these mistakes do you make? Let me know in the comments, and there's the link to my ebook, English Quick Fix, in which I teach you the 16 most common mistakes that students of your level make all the time. Okay, oh, and there's that video about conditionals that I was talking about, so watch that next. All right, if you've liked this video, thumbs up, subscribe, blah, 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 and I'll see you in that video next. Bye for now.